It's time for the question of the week. So with that, here we are, you know, and it's January 19th pretty much, and they're shutting down TicToc, they say on January 19th, right? But at the end of the day, they say Trump done made some moves and is back up. Why would they want to shut down TikTok in the first place? What's really going on? They're talking about it was a national security and all sorts of BS, you know. But the reality is, it's you and I. It's you and I sharing amongst ourselves as the citizens of America and the citizens of the world, speaking to one another about topics that the system may not want you to talk about amongst each other. Remember, you are considered to be sheeple. Sheeple are to be herded in flocks to their own demise, so to say, when it comes to being controlled, manipulated, and set to sleep when it comes to those shackles on the mind. And TikTok gives you a platform and an ability to be able to connect with other people who are thinking outside the program, outside the box of what the elite want you to think about, in a sense of what it is. Thus giving you ability to do investigative research for yourselves as citizens of America. And in that, it breeds a dismantling of the mental enslavement that we have wrapped around our minds, that a lot of us are just oblivious to because we're born to it. And when you're born to something, you can't see it, touch it, feel it, taste it, because it's a part of who you are. So most of us don't even know that we walk around with shackles on our mind, keeping us in a set state of thinking through programs that been programmed into our lively on a day-to-day basis through school, university, institutes, religious unions, media, social medias that are controlled, and entertainment, you name it, you know. And in turn, we now challenge that narrative by coming up with our own investigative research off of the information that's been hidden and buried for many years away from the schools and school curriculums and universities that they won't teach us. That leads us into asking the question, what do we really know? And where is the truth really hiding when it comes to what we have been taught as a whole? Just like you and I now. We've been taught that we're African Americans from Africa, brought here on 1619 on all sorts of slave ships, when there's no real truth to that. More cap than anything. Especially when you look at the Olmecs and the facial features of the Olmecs, or the writing on the wall of the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incans. All these folks had our people on the walls. When you look at Queen Khalifa and the Amazon women, all these old books and old ledgers are now showing that we've been here in America all along, and that we are POWs on our own land right here at home. And these are things that school seem to have skipped, missed, dropped the ball on. And it's not by accident. It's because he who wins the ugly word war gets to rewrite history. And in rewriting history, you must change people, places, and things. All things, all places, as well as the people, in order to bring about anew on a land that you have just took. And we all let the people part of it blow over our heads. But yet, you must change the people too, and bring and introduce a whole new people to the land that can take the identity of those that was already found here on the land in order to continue the process of changing all things in all places as well. And we don't look at it like that, but at the end of the day, that's exactly what happened. Just like the projects being knocked down, and then 20 years from now, it's a whole new community. And the people that grew up in the projects and the children that grew up in the projects, their children will never even know the projects ever even existed if no one talk about it, because it's a whole different community today. Thus changing the places as well as the things. So you can change continents, land masses, names of land masses, just like Hindustan. Before the 18th century, Hindustan was seen as Hindustan. After the 18th century, in 1947, it's getting its own independence. Now it's called India. There are many different places that they've done like this, and just won't tell you and I, because it flips the map on what really has happened. You know, today we call Africa the motherland, but we finding out that America, the Americas, are truly the old lands. But that's something else they won't tell you either. They won't teach you about openly in their system. You have to go and look the maps up and the information up for yourself. And it's there. When you do investigative research for yourself, diligently, you can find the receipts. Just as much as Egypt was here in America. Just as much as Babylon was in Canada. The information is there if you look it up and get away from those that came to rock your mind to sleep. Because remember, anybody that's a criminal doing crime and getting away with it is not going to teach the truth of their crime. In other words, when the colonizers invaded the land and took over the land, they're not going to give you the proper information in order for you to take the land back. That wouldn't make any sense. Why would they give you the information to re-empower you after taking your power away? They would hide that information, the artifacts, the different archaeological finds, all that stuff and digs. They won't give you that real information, because then it changes the narrative of what they came to do here in the first place. So they have to white crayon all your history. That's just what it is. Back in the day, we used to say whitewashing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So with that stated, everything that got invaded had to be changed into a new likeness in order to trick the people of that land out of their reality. So that way they don't know they are existing in their own backyard, manipulated to think it's not. Thus, the Aboriginal Negroes of America and where we stand. So yet, here we are. TicToc is back up. We got a nice slide on that to be able to share. But just remember, the approach on trying to shut down the information that we share with one another is under that ugly word, informational wars. Because those that control the information also get to control the mind of the people. And in that, get to control the system in the sense of what it is when it comes to the people being a part of the system that they set up to be able to control and manipulate you into where they want to lead you. And that's the basis of it. So stay diligent. Continue to investigate or research for yourself. Don't own any information other than what you can get with receipts. Never, ever, ever trust mainstream information from nowhere. Because if it's mainstream, 9 times out of 10, that's the information they want you to know. The question will always be, what's the information they don't want you to know? And where do that lie and where do that hide? Because with that, looking up under the rug, you may find a whole pile of dirt that they've been hiding from you for quite some time. And I just don't get it. And I just don't understand it. But that is the question of the week. You let me know. Peace, peace.